it is easy to have a Martha mentality. And the Martha mentality here is this. It is to think that your job is the most important job and that others should be joining you. And if they're not joining you, well, they must not be doing anything. You ever looked at the teacher's list and sometimes you think, I wonder why so-and-so's name isn't on this list. Well, maybe their gift isn't teaching. You look at the cleaning list and you think, well, why didn't so-and-so sign up to clean? Well, maybe it's because they're 85 years old. Is that okay? You look at the meal list and you think, well, why didn't this family sign up on the meal list to have the guest speaker over? Well, maybe it's because they work till 5:30 and they're doing everything they can just to get here at 7 on a Wednesday night. You count the collection and you might think, well, why did this person give more? Well, maybe they're not as financially blessed as somebody else. Maybe they're giving financially in other ways besides the collection place. And really, it's none of your business. You go visit a shut-in or you take a sick person to the doctor during the day and you think, well, why aren't more people volunteering to do this? Well, maybe some of those more people are serving the Lord in different ways. Maybe they're not retired to where they have the luxury of doing that. Or maybe they're not a stay-at-home mom. Let's be careful of thinking that because someone doesn't serve the way you serve, that they're not serving the Lord. They're not doing His will. Romans 12 talks of the different gifts that we've all been given. And it says this in Romans 12 and verse 3. I say, Paul writes, through the grace given to me to everyone who is among you, do not think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly. God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. We have many members in one body, verse 4 says, but all the members do not have the same function. So it's okay, Martha, if you are the only one serving food. It's okay for Mary if she's the one sitting at the feet of Jesus. We being many are one body in Christ. It goes on to say in verse 6, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, let us use them. Now you're right. If you aren't doing anything to use the gifts and the abilities and the resources that God has given you, then yes, there's some rebuke that is necessary there. But sometimes what we're upset about is that someone doesn't have the same gifts we do, and we expect them to be using gifts that they don't have in the way that we do. That's unfair. This passage says, if your gift is prophecy, then prophesy. If your gift is ministry, then minister. If your gift is teaching, then teach. If your gift is encouragement and exhortation, then exhort people. If your gift is wealth and giving, then give with liberality. If your gift is being a good leader, then lead with diligence. And if your gift is showing mercy to people, then do it and do it cheerfully. But not everybody is gifted in the same way. Thank God we don't all serve in the same ways. We need a balance of talents for the church to thrive. So thank God that He's measured out grace in different ways to the Lord's people, and that we can all give where He's blessed us, and we can be receivers of others' gifts where He has blessed them.